Every year, countless relationships end because of anger. Whether it's a slow build-up of resentment that eventually leads to an explosive blow-up, or a one-time argument that gets out of control, anger is a destructive force that can destroy even the most robust relationships. If you're struggling to control your anger in your relationship, you are not alone. Many people struggle with this issue. The good news is that you can learn to control your anger and create a calmer, happier, and more loving relationship. In this episode of the Anger Secrets podcast, I will share my top 4 tips that you can use to control your anger in your relationship. Hello and welcome to the Anger Secrets podcast. I'm Alistair Hughes, and over the last 30 years, I've taught over 10,000 men and women how to control their anger, master their emotions, and create calmer, happier, and more respectful relationships. In this podcast, I'll share the proven tools and techniques I've used to help my clients control their anger and transform their lives. For a free training on how to control your anger, visit angersecrets.com/training. In this training, I'll teach you some of the most powerful tips, tools, and techniques I've used to help my clients control their anger so that you can start seeing results fast. Visit angersecrets.com/training to access this powerful training now. With that said, here are my top 4 tips to control your anger in your relationship. Tip 1, understand your anger triggers. The first step to controlling your anger is to understand what triggers your anger. We all have different things that trigger our anger. For some people, it may be feeling like they're not being heard or respected. For others, it might be feeling like your partner is not doing their share of the work. It's essential to take some time to reflect on what makes you angry. Once you understand your anger triggers, you can start to take steps to avoid them or deal with them more constructively. In episode 4 of this podcast, I shared 4 tips to recognize your anger triggers. These tips are: check in with yourself regularly. Identify your main anger triggers. Be aware of your thoughts and seek professional help if necessary. If you need a recap on identifying your anger triggers, listen to episode 4 again and implement these tips. Tip 2, communicate openly and honestly with your partner. Communicating openly and honestly with your partner is key to dealing with issues in your relationship before they escalate into arguments. As simple as this sounds, many couples do not make time to communicate openly and honestly together. This can be due for several reasons, such as not wanting to rock the boat, not wanting to hurt your partner's feelings, or simply not knowing how to communicate effectively. If this is you, set aside time with your partner weekly to practice communicating openly and honestly. My favorite way to do this is holding what I call a weekly state of the relationship meeting. A state of the relationship meeting allows you and your partner to talk openly and honestly about how you feel about your relationship, what is working well, and what issues need to be addressed. A key aspect of state of the relationship meetings is ensuring that you both feel safe to share your thoughts and feelings without judgment or criticism. You can achieve this by agreeing to some simple ground rules beforehand, such as staying calm, no name calling, no interrupting, and no put-downs. If you think having a state of the relationship meeting with your partner could be challenging, one option is to practice these conversations with a third person present. This could be a trusted friend, family member, therapist, or coach. The important thing is that the third person understands that their role is to hold space for you and your partner, to make sure that you both stay calm, and to help you practice effective communication. Tip 3, learn how to manage stress. Stress is a major trigger for anger. Research has shown that people with high stress levels double the risk of getting into arguments with their partner. If you have high stress levels due to work, family, or personal issues, it's important to take steps to manage this. This will not only help you avoid arguments with your partner, but it will also improve your overall health and well-being. Some simple strategies for managing your stress levels include regular exercise, such as going for a walk or a run, deep breathing exercises, including taking slow and deep breaths, spending time in nature, such as going to a beach or a walk in the park, staying connected to your friends and family, and practicing mindfulness exercises or meditation. While worries and stresses can seem overwhelming, it is also essential to acknowledge that they are often just thoughts and not reality. I have met many people, for instance, who even in the most difficult of circumstances know that over time things will change. Recognizing that difficult times are usually temporary can help give you strength to deal with whatever challenges you are facing. It may not be easy, but with practice it is possible to do. Tip 4. Remember that you and your partner are on the same team. When you are in a relationship, it's important to remember that you and your partner are on the same team. This means that when you are facing challenges, it's essential to work together to find solutions rather than working against each other. This tip especially applies during arguments. After being an anger management and relationship counselor for over 30 years, I have often witnessed how quickly arguments escalate when couples view each other as the enemy. The next time you argue with your partner, remember that you and your partner will both have valid perspectives on the issue. Instead of arguing for your perspective and trying to discount your partner's, try to understand why your partner thinks or feels the way they do. The more you do this, the more likely your partner will also try to understand why you think and feel the way you do. Seeking to understand each other instead of trying to win the argument almost always leads to a more productive conversation. It also takes the focus off who is right or wrong and allows you to work together to find a solution that works for both of you. Okay, there you have it. 4 tips to help you control your anger in a relationship. To remind you, these tips are: Tip 1, understand your anger triggers. Tip 2, communicate openly and honestly with your partner. Tip 3, learn how to manage stress. And Tip 4, remember that you and your partner are on the same team. Practicing these tips will not only help you avoid arguments with your partner, but it will also improve the overall quality of your relationship. Thanks for listening to today's podcast on how to control your anger in a relationship. Be sure to tune into the next episode to learn about the power of listening. If you found this episode helpful, please follow this podcast and head over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app and leave a rating and review. This will help other people struggling with anger find and benefit from the show. Remember, for a free training on how to control your anger, visit angersecrets.com/training. And finally, remember, you can't control other people, but you can control yourself. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.
The Anger Secrets podcast is for general informational purposes only, and does not constitute the practice of counseling, psychotherapy, or any other professional health service. No therapeutic relationship is implied or created by this podcast. If you have mental health concerns of any type, please seek out the help of a local mental health professional.